Hey guys, welcome to the 124th C# tutorial that I'm making for the new Boston. And in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to draw with a gradient. So for this tutorial, you're going to need to have a panel, and you're going to need to create an event handler so that when the user clicks on the panel, you create new graphics for your panel so that we have a place to draw. And you're also going to need to use a using statement to use the system.drawing.drawing2D namespace, because the brush that we're going to be using in this tutorial is located in there. Alright, so up until now, the only things that we've been using to draw with is the solid brush and the pen. Well, today we're going to be looking at the linear gradient brush, which will allow us to draw with a gradient. So the first thing that we're just going to want to do is create a new instance of the linear gradient brush. So I'm just going to say linear gradient brush. I'll call it LGB for linear gradient brush and set it equal to a new linear gradient brush. The first argument that it calls for is a point to start at. And we're just going to have it start at 2020, so we're just going to start a new point here at 2020. And this is where it will end, and we're just going to have it end at 2070. And since we're only messing with the y, it will be a vertical gradient. So I'm going to say new point 2070. And obviously, if you wanted it to be a horizontal gradient, you make it like 70-20, or only mess with the x. So the next argument that it calls for is the starting color. And we're going to have it start with red, so we're just going to say color.red. And the next color that we're going to use is the end color, so the color that it will end with. We're just going to have it end with yellow, so we're going to say color.yellow. Alright, so basically the gradient will start at 2020. Then it will move down and eventually turn into yellow. So it'll start with red and then move down and end with yellow. So now in order to see this gradient, we're going to have to paint with this brush. So we're just going to create a new rectangle and paint with it. So we're just going to say g.fill rectangle. We're going to be using our linear gradient brush here, so we're just going to say LGB. And then we're just going to pass through the coordinates and the size of our rectangle. And we're going to have it start at 2020 so that that's where the gradient starts, so it'll be perfect. And we're going to have it be 50 by 50 so that it starts at 20 and ends with 70, so it'll just be perfect. It'll fit right within the gradient. So now when we debug here and click, we should see it starts with red and ends with yellow. Yep. And if we wanted to make it be a horizontal gradient, we're just going to change or mess with the x. So we're going to say, instead of it starting at 2020 and ending at 2070, we're going to have it start at 2020 and end at 7020. So it will move along the x-axis. Yep. And if you wanted to make it like diagonal or something, then we'll just have it start here. We'll have it start at 2020 and end at 7070. So now it should just be a vertical gradient. Yep. Alright, and we can obviously draw with other shapes. We don't just have to use a rectangle. So if we wanted it to fill a circle, we could do that as well. We'll just have it pass through our linear gradient brush here. We'll have it start, I guess it's 2020, end at 70, or I mean the 50-50, so it will end right where the linear gradient brush ends. And yep, as you can see, there's a gradient in that as well. And if we went over this or something like that, it would just simply be yellow past there. So if we made it like 100 by 100, then you're just not going to see the gradient anymore. Like, yeah, it just gets all messed up. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this tutorial on drawing with gradients. So, see you guys.